What happens when skill becomes a snare? Welcome to the Daily Devo. I, of course, am Vince Miller. Now, right now, our hero, David, is currently residing in Philistine territory under the shield of old enemy king Achish, and he's battling enemies of Israel that Saul has left unaddressed. But listen to this little interaction here between David and Achish in 1 Samuel chapter 27. I'm going to read verses 10 through 11. When Achish asked, "Where have you made a raid today?" David would say, "Against the Negeb of Judah, or against the Negeb of the Jerahmeelites, or against the Negeb of the Kenites." And David would leave neither man nor woman alive to bring news to Gath, thinking lest they should tell about us and say, "So David has done." Such was his custom all the while he lived in the country of the Philistines. So what David is doing here is he is battling enemies of Israel. But according to this text, he's telling Achish he was battling enemies of the Philistines. Now, this was an outright lie. And as you can see, Achish never found out about it because David was wiping everyone out. So there was no paper trail, so to speak. And this is quite a cunning deception by David, isn't it? And I think it's really hard to endorse what David chose to do here. Yes, it was a very tenuous situation for him. Yes, it was cunning. But David is also starting to slip up. And rather than trust in God with this sense of abandonment, like he had many times before, he is now beginning to use his skill and strategy to save himself. And in my very humble opinion, this is just an opinion, the deception and the strategy used right here are remarkably similar to the situation with Uriah and Bathsheba. In that situation, he used deception to hide the pregnancy, deception to lure Uriah home, deception to persuade Uriah to sleep with his wife, which he doesn't, and deception to put Uriah in a situation that led to his death. David, in that situation, was trying to hide the paper trail. But in that case, he was trying to hide the paper trail of his sins from God and not Achish. Sir Walter Scott once wrote, "Oh, what a tangled web we weave when we first practice to deceive." Oh, what a tangled web we weave when we first practice to deceive. And this is the problem with deception, is it not? I mean, if you practice it even one time and it works, you will practice it again. Eventually, deception will become entangled with your life and your skill, and you will try your hand at deceiving God, which will bring you to eventual ruin. David's skill once served him well, but that skill became a snare. My advice today, don't follow David's example here. Don't put yourself in situations that tempt you to deceive. Instead, stay reliant on God. Let Him be your shield, God alone, and practice obedience, not deception, in every situation of life. I love you guys. I pray this bless you. If it has, share it with someone else, and I'll see you right back here again tomorrow.